Yes or no, is Common and Pete Rock's The Auditorium Volume 1 and your top 3 hip-hop albums of the year? Let me know below.
Hey, yo, Eeze!
Yo, what's the deal, fam? The last couple of days, I've been listening to Common and Pete Rock's The Auditorium Volume 1 during my commute, and I must say, this is a phenomenal project. Like, from the day it released to the present time, replay value is still there. And this is during a break. I took a break from listening to it, and I'm still astonished how they were able to pull it off. Three things that jump out to me. First thing is the mix. Jamie Stowe did an outstanding job. It's clean, pristine, but it still has some grit. I know a lot of people say it's lacking grit, but the grit that you're looking for is not coming back. Unless they bring back the dinosaurs, build a real tape or 2-inch tape. That's never coming back. But this album, the drums knock, you hear everything, the pans are straight, no frequencies are fighting with each other. Jamie Stowe did a great job. Second thing is an easy listen. As I get older, I'm starting to realize that classic albums or quality music have an easy listening quality to them, right? It's not like a task to get through it. It flows seamlessly. Playlist, the sequence is proper. There's nothing jumping out at you that you say to yourself, like, why did they put that there? Or that doesn't make sense. Just grown man, mature decisions as far as crafting an album. And you never got the sense, which is my point number 3, that they were fighting with each other, right? The production matches the lyrics. It just sounds like individuals who had an objective, a goal, to put out some quality music, check a box on their resume or dream project, and they gave it to the masses. And I love the rollout. It may not be singles per se that we're accustomed to, maybe 15 or 20 years ago, but they did put out videos. They wanted a promo run, lots of press, good interviews. Like, I like what Pete Rock and Common did this year for hip hop. Kept the momentum going as far as like adult contemporary hip hop, in the sense to where we have those from the golden era who we may have grown to appreciate and love their music, and they figured out a way to captivate or stay engaged with their audience and give us what we're looking for. I had the pleasure to see them at the Blue Note. Like, I love what they did, man. And that all starts with the Auditorium Volume 1, which leads me back to my original point. Phenomenal project, man. Phenomenal project. I can't front on it. I didn't from the very beginning. I did plenty of videos on it. And proud of the legends, man. It's good to see the legends working out here, but effectively. Oh, and yeah, I got a question for y'all. What are some elements within the hip hop culture that you would like people to speak upon, but they rarely touch the subject? It can be anything from engineering. It could be digging for records and samples, making beats, quality verses, lines that resonate with you, anything. Just let me know. What are some things that you feel as though you would like people to speak about that they kind of overlook? Or better yet, when you turn on hip hop content, what are you looking for? Artists out there, I think you have to get to the point where when you get an M feature, you have to stop stepping into his world and make him, or at least invite him into your world.
Hey, yo, Eeze!
Yo, what's the deal, fam? Let's talk that LL and Q-Tip, the Force album. Few points and I'm out your way. I like the album. I really do. Before we go any further, let me know your favorite track in the comments section right now. Let's start with some positive points. The sequencing is tight. Like, you can't really argue against that. Even records like Saturday Night Special that I didn't really appreciate when it first dropped makes so much better, or sounds much better within the scope of an album. And that's usually the case, right? So it's hard to judge like one-offs. Many different sounds, but Q-Tip did not overproduce, and that's very hard to do. Like, when you using many different elements, different patterns, different textures, but it doesn't sound overproduced as if you tried to utilize every piece of gear that you own and put it on the record. But nah, that's not the case. Once again, many different elements, but it's not overproduced. Salute to Q-Tip. This is essentially grown men making music that they enjoy. LL, I never listened to it and felt like he was wilding or going too far left. It didn't sound like anything else he's ever done previously in his career, but listening to this album, he found a nice pocket and he stayed there. at least in my estimation, seems very comfortable, seasoned, and very self-aware. Maturity. Personally, I will state that the music itself, the production, fed my soul more than LL's lyrics per se, but he had some good to great moments. He didn't slack at all. Now, when I speak on the production aspect, right, simple things like build-ups. Like if you listen to the track Black Code Suite, the back end of it, how Q-Tip is very patient, his pacing and his timing with regards to adding different elements. That's someone who has like a real keen ear for production. Like certain things are innate, you can't really teach it. Like, cause you come across some individuals who make beats and they have build-ups, but you have to know when to take certain elements out. You have to know when a drop is necessary. You have to know which sounds mesh well together. And someone who's so seasoned and put together or formulated so many different albums in his career, that's why he's able to do it to this day. It's a skill set. With regards to features, I happen to like the features. All right, I like 2 out of the 3 features. I happen to like Busta on Huey in the Chair, Nas on Praise Him, and we'll get to the Eminem Murdergram joint. Busta sounds, first of all, Busta and Q-Tip have a working relationship. They're kind of like brothers in a sense, so he's always sounded great over Q-Tip's production. That goes without saying. The Praise Him joint with Nas, I think Nas got straight to the point. He did what was necessary for the record. Solid verse, made his presence felt, complimented the record. That's what it's all about. In fact, I thought that should have been the last track on the album. The Eminem record, I'm not feeling. And I know most of you probably say, well, that's to be expected, Eeze. Nah, it's just something, artists out there, I think you have to get to the point where when you get an M feature, you have to stop stepping into his world and make him, or at least invite him into your world. Too many people doing records with him, and it sounds like it should be an Eminem record. I don't really want to hear LL over that. And listening to the record as it progressed, something sounded off, and I couldn't figure out what it is. So I read the credits, and M is listed as a co-producer. And his keyboardist, Luis Resto, is listed as the keyboardist. So you listen to the record, towards the end, in his verse, it switched up like a little bridge part, and it kind of killed the energy of the record. It didn't sound like Q-Tip, and that's who I wanted to hear. Granted, we had, 13 other tracks with Q-Tip, but I wanted Q-Tip the entire album. Like, stop stepping into M's world and make him step into your world. Because his production style doesn't really fit this. And although some people may like the record, it's just, it didn't mesh well when his team put their hands on it. And you may say I'm nitpicking, but certain things you just gotta do what's best for the song. We know you can produce, but that don't mean you gotta get co-production credit. Like sometimes just do your verse and let that be that. All in all, this is what I'm seeking from my legends. Like, you made your mark, you're iconic, you're gonna be first ballot Hall of Famers. So just make the music that you like. And you can take calculated risks too. Like, LL has had a long, illustrious career, and you've never heard him over production like this. It doesn't sound like Marley Marl's production, the run that they had, doesn't sound like the Trackmasters run. It just sounds like something brand new that he tapped into with Q-Tip, and he enjoyed making it. Even with Q-Tip, although he had some moments where he tapped into Tribe or the Renaissance era, it doesn't sound redundant. It always sounds like he's evolving. And when you get your legends to this point, you can only commend them. Like, this is a solid effort from 2 bona fide legends. The Force, LL, Q-Tip. Salute. My favorite tracks on the album would have to be quite a few. 30 Decembers, Postmodern. I like Run It Back, Huey in the Chair, Praise Him, and I'm forgetting one. Black Code Suite. Also got to give props to the engineer, Blair Wells, alongside Q-Tip. Beautiful soundscape, different reverbs, compression. Sounds as if they used a lot of outboard gear, didn't mix in the box. Nothing wrong with that, but when you're creating, right, you want to try something different. In my opinion, it sounds like they were going more for character as opposed to loudness. Salute to them. This album dropped September 6th, been out for a little bit. Go check it out, man. It's available on all DSPs. I'm pretty sure they got physical copies out there. Salute to the legends, man. It's your man Eeze at TheEezeExperience. Go get yours. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Eeze.